Cleveland Brown fans, let's have a heart to heart. Your team doesn't care about you. They don't care about your mental health. They don't care about winning. This entire regime has to go. Cleveland, the Browns organization needs to be sold to someone else. It won't be, but it needs to be. Because this regime, to honestly to encapsulate the whole video before I really go into it, they believed in Dillion Gabriel. They truly believed in him enough to publicly and privately shame Shedeur Sanders. They shamed him on draft day for like 2-3 days of the draft. They shamed him ever since he got into the building this whole season. Just dogged him. Put him in situations that no one would thrive in. Yet Shedeur found a way to thrive in, and they still found a way to spin it like he's a bum. Okay? They believe in Dillion Gabriel, and that tells you everything you need to know. Dillion Gabriel completed more passes to the turf today than to his receivers. Dillion Gabriel managed to look worse coming out of this bye week against the New York Jets, who just traded away 2 of their star defensive players. This Browns team managed to come out of a bye week and lose to the floor of the NFL, that's the New York Jets. That now makes the Browns the floor of the NFL. Jets fans might think that's harsh, but let me say this. At halftime in today's game, Justin Fields had 5 or 6 yards passing. If it wasn't for that screen pass, you take away the screen pass, that Hall, which did 90% of the work, Justin Fields would have ended this game with 12 to 15 yards passing. 12 to 15 yards passing. Yet they managed to beat the Browns. Any team that's having the worst football of their franchise history will face the Cleveland Browns and somehow win a game. The Ravens did it. The Jets did it. Kevin Stefanski does not care about winning football games. He cares about being right. He cares about his ego. Because if he cared about winning football games, he would put the best option out there to win, and it's 12. It's not Bailey Zappi. It's not Dillion Gabriel. Joe Flacco's old ass took a red eye after getting traded and went on to throw for over 800 yards passing over 2 games. Kevin Stefanski. What the fuck? Granted, the Bengals have, I would say, the best tandem in receiving in all of the football. But Joe Flacco's also like 40-something years old and doesn't know the playbook. So, I'm just saying. Because the quarterback they had that was so god-awful that they went to their division rivals and got Joe Flacco couldn't do what Joe Flacco's old ass is doing, but Joe Flacco could do. And that person knew the playbook. So that lets me know that this Cleveland Browns regime, this organization is awful. If you didn't know it was awful, if you didn't know it was cooked, you know it's cooked. You smell that? Cooking. It's cooked. At this point, you should start Shedeur Sanders, but what's the point? I mean, your team's in shambles. There's not one thing I could say positive about the Cleveland Browns. The one thing I could say is that they held a NFL quarterback to 12 yards passing, but at the same time, they still lost the game. So I don't really know where the silver lining is. I don't know where the positivity in this comes from. I just know that this team is god-awful. And I saw what Shedeur Sanders did in Colorado. If you've seen Colorado football this year, this season, it should tell you everything you need to know about how impactful Shedeur Sanders is. Because Colorado looks god-awful. Colorado looks like a high school football team without Shedeur and Travis Hunter. Shedeur Sanders, every organization he goes into, he leaves it better than before he got there. He said and it made everyone pissed off. He said in his draft meeting, if you want to win, you're going to draft me because everywhere I go, I make it better. And he has a resume and proof to show it. He has the college awards to show it. Yet Cleveland and Kevin Stefanski wanted us, the world, to believe that Shedeur Sanders was so god-awful that they had to go get Bailey Zappi. That Dillion Gabriel was better than him. That Shedeur was QB 3-4. I'm sorry. I refuse to believe that Shedeur Sanders is worse than what I'm seeing right now. The team is behind Shedeur Sanders. You had the Cleveland Guardians throwing up their wrist for Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders has too much motion. That's why you're scared. Because you know once you go to Shedeur Sanders, you have to rock with him for at least a year or two. You just have to. You know once you go to Shedeur, you can't go back. Because your only alternatives is Dillion Gabriel, Bailey Zappi, and next season Deshaun Watson. That's it. That's it. There's no quarterback for the next 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 years that I can see as of right now, as of today, that you can draft that's going to fix your organization. Because every year you waste draft capital getting quarterbacks that are not going to last, while the rest of your team lays bare because you refuse to build through the draft because you're busy every year trying to replicate what you had with Baker Mayfield, and you let him walk. You let him walk. What are we doing? You signed Deshaun Watson to that terrible ass contract. There is not one person in this building right now for Cleveland that you should trust to find the quarterback for the future. They do not know how to evaluate quarterbacks. This Cleveland Brown, to sum it up, to sum it all up, this Browns team this year had the absolute ability to draft Travis Hunter and then Shedeur Sanders, and they didn't. You're stuck with Dillion Gabriel. I don't even think Cleveland knows who they drafted in the first round. This whole thing is ridiculous, it's silly, and this organization is unserious. And Browns fans, you should not be giving a single dollar to this organization at all. I wouldn't even buy Shedeur Sanders' jersey right now because I don't even think he's going to be on the team in a couple of months. That's how bullshit this organization is. They don't care about you. They don't care about your future. They don't care about your hopes and dreams. They just value your money. And they know and believe you're going to just keep giving them money because they're the Browns and they're football and you have nothing else to do better with your lives. Free Shedeur Sanders. Free him. Free him.